What's up and welcome to an interview at Seamless Middle East 2024, day 2. We are here live with Farshad from Blu Bank. Farshad, what brings you here today?
Kicking ass.
I love it.
Well, before we start, I just tell you about who I am. Yes, I'm the sort of senior board advisor to the board of Blu Bank and the Blu Bank, which is actually one of the largest neobanks in the Middle East. I mean, in the last 2 or 3 years, they've reached about 6 to 7 million customer base, and hopefully they're very satisfied. And I'm also working a fair bit and advise Level 39, which is one of the largest fintech accelerator hubs in Europe, based in London. And I'm so privileged that a few years ago I actually helped to mentor companies you might have come across as Wise Bank now, and Revolut were some of the babies that sort of in this infancy was sort of holding their hands and telling them maybe this is how you may go forward. I was very inspired by them. So basically that's where I come from. And this morning I was chairing the panel on neobanking, because I know this is all about Web3, and well done. I really do think the future of Web3. I think Web3 rocks. It's going to change the world. I don't think a lot of bankers realize, where they sit back in their big comfy chairs, big bottoms and everything. They do
$1,000 suits.
Exactly, because they're flying business class or first class. I should know, because I've done my a bit of easy life on there. Because I think the business models are going to be radically changing in the next 4 or 5 years, where people can say, hey, I don't need a traditional bank. I won't need my Visa card. I won't need I can actually transfer my funds directly to you, or to Amazon, or to eBay, directly on the basis, missing out the middleman. And when you miss out the middleman, all that savings of the percentage is passed on to you as well. But I think the question is that how will they cope in the interim, what will happen to the business model? So I was talking about the neobanking, because I think neobankers, our neobanking movement, is a sort of a transition from traditional bank to the future of the Web3. Because one of the things I think they can do is to understand convenience. I am always talking about the convenience. It's how to provide that seamless, fantastic experience without the complexity that you will associate with a traditional bank, not requiring any more branches, go visit them. But also, I think they provide a transition to a future where you would store your information in your own wallet, which is I'm talking tomorrow at 1 o'clock about how Web3, and I really do think decentralized finances, how digital currencies, or whether that's fiat type of currencies or whether it's cryptocurrencies, will then be working in the world where we're going to have smart contracts, smart wallets, decentralized financial institutions, and NFTs, which will be like the way of storing potential assets in the future. And this is a paradigm change, I think, that's going to take place. And it will mean what it will mean for the actual user eventually, hopefully within regulatory controls and so forth. It just means that you'll have better services, more convenient, at a significant reduced cost. So I get really, really excited, but I do want our traditional bankers to wake up. I think many of them are in denial. They don't realize it's like saying, no, the water is not going to, they're standing by the beach and the water is sort of, I can stop the water, this is something that will stop. But you won't stop, maybe more topical, you won't stop the flooding. Once the rain starts pouring in, it will flood everywhere. The world is going to change radically. And I think you won't get any regional people being able to stop it.
You said a lot there, so I only have one main question for you. Yeah, how does one find their passion? How did you find your passion? Clearly, this is your passion. How did you tell us and the audience how they can find their passions in whatever field they want to get into?
I love that. I think what my passion is, I know it sounds pathetic, but it's to providing a better world. Getting rid of, it's wishy-washy talking about bizarre or something. Creating a level world where people can compete on a level basis, not because of the color or the creed or the background. And one of the things, one reason why I, for example, got very excited with Wise was one of the first companies to actually say, we're going to provide a fair foreign exchange transfer between people, because I see that a lot of expats in this country having to pay 2 or 3% unnecessary to profit margins for foreign exchange currency change. So, and I think that in Web3, I just feel that it's great to enable, the farmer in India, or the someone who maybe didn't have so much banking facilities, didn't have that, to be able to sort of transfer funds, to be able to get the best financial services at a massively reduced price, and also to share out equality, whereas right now we've got the wealth concentrated in a very, very, very small amount of money with individuals. Whereas I think Web3, with the concept of a decentralized type of world, where I am now the king or the queen of my own value. I don't need to be reliant on anyone else, and I can decide who I want to give it to anyone. Getting rid of intermediates, getting rid of 1%, 2%. I just think that this is what we're going towards. And I think that will be the future. That's where efficiency would rise. And I'm very, very excited. I do also think that one day, a little bit on the side, one day, inshallah, Bitcoin will become the gold standard. I do feel that it won't be like, what is the value of Bitcoin? In the future, we're going to say, what's the value of your dollar in terms of shit?
We're going to look back at this video, and because that day is going to come, it's going to come.
Praise the Lord, it's going to come, I think, but we have to be careful. We mustn't, and I would not, personally, this is not an advice, I think be very, very careful. These things are very, very speculative. They go up and down. I personally would only put money in the sort of cryptocurrencies that you can afford to lose. But I would put a little bit there, because there is definitely a trend. I would, in fact, personally, for what it's worth, which is worth nothing, I would put a little bit, 5-10% of whatever wealth I have in Bitcoin, and a little bit, just to hedge against Bitcoin, a little bit in gold. And gold as well, particularly if you use it as a digital asset, maybe an NFT. And then still stick into the fiat currency.
I love your energy. I love your passion. There's so much knowledge and wisdom that you just mentioned there. So really, I really would love to do a round 2 one day. But for now, we've got to cut it there. But thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And have a wonderful discussion tomorrow. I'll be there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this insightful, and we'll leave all the links in the description to find out his profile, Farshad, and his LinkedIn. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Kick some ass.